Hello, Tottenham fans, and phew is all I have to say about that last game. Tottenham were taken to extra time by Tamworth in an awful, awful performance by us. It never looked like from minute one that we was up for this game. We looked like we didn't want to be there, and the quality was very, very poor. But first, I want to talk about Tamworth. They deserve huge, huge credit just to take us to extra time. They are, what were they, 91 positions below us or something like that? I couldn't remember what the commentator said, but basically they're in the Conference League, not Conference League, sorry, they're in non-league football. They're 16th in that league. Basically on paper should have been a walkover. Tottenham started with a very strong lineup, which I was annoyed about, but now I'm not, because if we went with a weaker lineup, we could have lost that. Um, we just didn't look at the races. Tamworth were brilliant. They fought for every ball. They, they had chances. Right at the death, they could have won it, and I would have been fuming. But Tamworth really could have won it. They should be really proud of themselves. I was going to make this whole video be a massive rant about Tottenham, which I probably will do in a minute. But I just wanted to give massive credit to Tamworth because as much you need to realize how much they had to put in to do that. Like, even Tottenham being poor, to take Tottenham, a Premier League team, to extra time would, you don't know how much it takes. What they did was amazing today, and I'm not trying to be patronizing. They deserve huge, huge credit. Okay, it's hard to get my words out. I didn't plan this video. I just thought I'd come out and speak about it because just need to get it off my chest. Now, let's talk about Tottenham players, individual players. Werner and Johnson wouldn't even get in their team today. I'm being serious. Werner looked on their level. I know Johnson scored an extra time and that easy chance, to be fair, for the goal, but they didn't do anything in the game. They didn't do anything. Like, nothing. Like, they couldn't cross, they couldn't shoot, they couldn't pass, they couldn't take on their man. They were very, very average. They did not look like Premier League players playing against non-league players today. They were very, very poor. Um, Mikey Moore's 17, and he looked like he had more about him than them two. These two, I don't think I'd say even by the end of the January transfer window, are going to be on the bench. I don't think they're going to be our first team players going forward. Johnson scores goals, but he doesn't do anything else. Them two in particular really frustrated me today. Um, in midfield, Basuma and Madison in the first half and second half looked like Premier League players. You can see the difference. When Bergvall came on, he really changed the game again. He's that 18-year-old Bergvall. Oh my God, he's looking very, very good. I know it was against Tamworth again, but he looked like that against Liverpool and against Newcastle. He just looks class, and he's 18 years old. I'm trying to find some positives because there wasn't many today. There really wasn't, and I'm going to keep repeating it. Tamworth could have won this game in the last minute of normal time. They almost won it. If the guy drilled it across the box instead of going for the goal, I think we would have gone out today. And we were so close to going out. Spurs were seconds from going out, like one decision away, basically, from going out of this competition to Tamworth. And this video would have been very, very difficult to make. I'm telling you now, I probably wouldn't have done it right now. Probably wouldn't have. Any positives? Bergville was a positive. Jed Spence. I think now, let me know in the comments what you think about this, but I think now Jed Spence is probably our best fullback. When he came on, you see a massive difference when Jed Spence was playing. Um, he's just got class. He's class on the ball. He's fast. He's better defender than Porro. He's good at going forwards. He runs at players. He's just he. Jed Spence has got everything you need in a fullback in this Ange Postecoglou system. And speaking about the system, we didn't really play attacking football today either. I don't even know what the tactics were today, but we had all of the ball. I was checking the stats. We had 80% of the ball and did nothing with it until extra time, basically. And the only reason why I think we won that in extra time was fitness. and we had, we had to bring on the big guns. We had to bring on Kulusevski, Song, Bergful, Spence, and then fitness, ended up winning the day, I think. And they were so unlucky when they scored. When they scored that own goal, Solanke completely miskicked it and it went straight on Matey's knee and it went in. I can't remember his name. I apologise, but um, yeah, Tamworth could have won that game. They should be massively proud of themselves. Tottenham should be looking at themselves in the mirror and saying, "Why did you let this go to extra time against a team, as well as they played on paper and money wise?" And one of our players cost more than their whole team, and you know they could have won it. They really could have. And look, we're through. We're in the hat. If we went on to get to the final of this competition, we're going to look back at this game and go, "We nearly went out to Tamworth. Now we're in the final." It's going to be one of those seasons. I'm telling you, because you remember in the League Cup, we went out. We should have gone out to Coventry in the League Cup. Now we've got one foot in the final. So I'm hoping that's a good omen, and we end up getting really far in this competition. But the Tottenham players did not look up for this. It's like we were playing down to their level, if that makes sense. And they were playing up to our level. Um, I'm really glad that one of their players got man of the match. I think it's one of their centre backs got man of the match, fully deserved. They kept a clean sheet in normal time against Spurs. Who was the last team to do that? I think it was just Arsenal that done that in the league. Not many teams stopped Tottenham from scoring. But it's shown me a few things today. It showed me that some of our players aren't good enough, and it really showed today that when you're playing a lower opposition, you should really stand out. And Johnson and Werner, you know what? The two attacking players for Tamworth did more than Werner and Johnson. Let that sink in. So, you know, we definitely still need some upgrades up front because, when more, he's just come back from sickness. When more starts playing a bit more, then I think he should be playing ahead of Johnson and ahead of Werner. Definitely 100%. I can't wait for Odegaard to come back. So, because these two, they've shown themselves now to not be good enough. They really ain't. Um, I don't know what else to say. I didn't really plan to do a video, but um, massive credit needs to go to Tamworth. They should be really proud of themselves. Uh, they put everything into it. They've got to go to work tomorrow. Come on, they've got to go to work. While these pampered players will now go and have an ice bath back in London somewhere, and go sit back in their mansions while these guys have got to go out to a building site. They should be immensely proud of themselves. They did everything they could to win that game. A little bit more quality from them, and they would have won this game, and Spurs would have been looking like idiots. So, fair plays to them. This is the worst performance I've seen from Tottenham in 36 years of sporting them. I've never seen them play this badly before. I'm not going to blame the pitch. Both teams were using that pitch. I'm not going to blame the weather. Both teams were playing in that weather. There's no excuses. They just wasn't up for it. They underestimated the opponents and almost got knocked out because of it. I hope the only thing I can say from that, I hope all the players learn from this, and I hope they can move forward and let's go. Let's get a good draw in the next round and try and get another cup run going as well. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you thought of the game and what do you think of Johnson and Werner. Do you think they're good enough to be playing for this Tottenham side? And come on, you Spurs!